waxyaalaha.
Are you introverted?
Yeah.
Me too, bro.
Yeah.
Somali وديد عيب نفتنا وديد عيب Somali
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everybody. This is the Abdis. Maanta waxaa rabaa inaan nigugu sheego af Soomaali arrintan. Episode-kan badana Ingiriis buu ku baxayaa. Because of waxaa loogu talagalay dhalinyarada oo ku kortay Mareykan mise ku dhalatay Mareykan mise hadda high schoolka ku jirto. Marka haddii aad aragtid anakoo luuqadda ku hadleyno message-ka wuxuu ku socdaa dad luuqadaas fahmayo. Marka has dhihina raggan Ingiriiski bay isku ilooweyn mise luuqadan way ugu hadlayaan. Marka luuqadda waxay ku socotaa dhalinyarada inta ku kortay mise ku dhalatay oo hadda high schoolka ku jiro. Episode-kana dadkaas loogu talagalay, message-kana dadkaas ku socdaa. Marka ku soo dhawaada.
We would just like for you to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and some things that, you do, habits that, you think it's beneficial for the kids that are growing up today. It would make their lives better.
Before he goes, ninkan odaga Mohammed Dini ala dhahaa. A lot of people know him as Mo. Some people know him as Dini. He's someone that played high school, someone that he's going to tell his story, but I just want to introduce him. So Mantohan ninkan ba guest, no? He's our guest. And Mo, welcome, man. Thank you for coming out today, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
for
you.
coming.
First of all, just want to say thank you for this honor to be here, to speak with you guys, and also to share some valuable message, that could hopefully inspire people, right? And that's what we want to make sure we bring across as we go into this conversation. And hopefully we can learn something interesting and explore some really interesting stuff. So
we have a lot of stories from this guy, man. So he's a legend, living legend when in Canada again, Marka.
Back to my question, just tell us a little bit about yourself, habits that you did and still do that you consider, they're valuable habits that everybody, or especially kids that are growing up right now that, can benefit from you.
Yeah.
And just day-to-day lives.
Absolutely. I'm an immigrant, just like many of us who've been raised in the United States. We came originally from Somalia. And what I would consider myself is, how they have first generation?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'm a half generation. Meaning like we're the generation that were caught in between, knowing where we're from, right? We know where we're from. We're from Somalia. We came here speaking the language. We know how to speak Somali. But at the same time, we've also have been accustomed to the American lifestyle and the life here in America. We grew up watching American shows, going to school, making friends. So we're caught in between two cultures.
Yes.
Right.
That's true.
And it's a difficult situation. It's a difficult position to be in because you have to try to navigate two different cultures. So you end up wearing two different hats, right? Mm-hmm. So back to your question, one of the things that I believe in, that if anybody, youth, older, any generation, if they want to really impact their lives, you have to learn how to become consistent in whatever you do. Mm-hmm. Whether it is a faith-based, you got to try to be consistent, even if it's small portions. Mm-hmm. If it's sports, be consistent. If it's fitness, health, anything that you do, I think the most important thing that you can adapt is consistency. And I feel like sometimes I have to nudge myself and remind myself to just keep going, right? Yeah. Like earlier before the show started, we were talking about fitness.
Yeah.
I started in my home, started lifting in my home, and then as I went on, I started to become more interested, and it turned into a lifestyle, and then now it's like it's something that you actually enjoy rather than I'm gonna try to reach this goal. No, it's not about goal. It's a lifestyle that you try to enjoy.
Exactly.
But then when I grew up in a small town, southern Minnesota, most people might know, some people might not know. The town's name is Owatonna. Mm-hmm. I grew up there. Yeah, I went to middle school there, high school there, and I've always been interested in playing soccer, and that became kind of my lifestyle at that time, and really enjoyed the academic plus the sports aspect of school, and it opened up doors for me,
Okay.
such as making friendship, having friends at school, learning to be disciplined, and just in general becoming becoming more adaptable to situations,
Okay.
because it gives you challenges that you have to figure out as a teen.
Okay.
So that's what I would say. It's my
So
my base.
basically, consistency is the best habit that you can have, no matter the
100%.
age you're in. So we're gonna talk about the early life and the journey. You already mentioned that
Already
you
answered
grew up
it,
in
yeah.
Otana. That was my question. So you grew up in Otana, and you say you went there, middle school and high school, and you played soccer at Dahde. So when did you realize you had talent? At what age?
I
or
would
at what
say
time?
I would say my junior year.
Junior year.
My
Okay.
junior year in high school, things became a little bit more serious, right? But prior to that, there was a program that I signed up for. It's called, I don't know if it probably still exists. It's a really elite program for youth soccer. It's called Olympic Development Program.
Okay.
And, some of my friends mentioned it to me. They were also my teammates. And I'm like, they're trying out for it, right? And I was like, okay, let me try out too.
Okay.
So I ended up trying out for the program. Out of 200 kids, they select 23 kids.
Wow.
And those 23 represent Minnesota. So what ends up happening is you start to travel to different states, like Ohio, Chicago, different states.
Okay.
And you play against some of the other top tier players in those programs. When I made that team, and I can still remember the coach that selected me. His name is Greg Hoker. He's actually the men's coach at Augsburg College. We know Augsburg. They have a good soccer program right here in
I think my
Minneapolis.
nephew goes there.
Yeah, really cool guy. I remember after 3 days of crazy tryouts, competitive. It was.
And this is broader Minnesota. It's not just a little. It's not just.
This is
Otana.
all over Minnesota.
All over Minnesota.
Yeah,
okay.
all the best players from Minnesota tried out for that, right? And I'm coming from small Otana, and I'm thinking that I still didn't really believe in myself.
Okay.
But when I went there, I tried my best. I did everything right, and the coach at one point he came up to me and he gave me a valuable lesson. At the same time, telling me that I made the team. He said, "Hey, Mo, whenever you're getting the ball," he said, "don't kill it. Take a first touch." And then I swear to God, and then he said, "Because if you're gonna play against the best players in the other states, that's not gonna be enough."
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that's my cue for me to even elevate my game more.
So I have a question. Don't kill it. What is it? Don't lose the ball? Is that what
Don't kill it means don't stop the ball.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So first touch is you got to move the ball a certain way, away from danger.
Yeah.
Right?
I get what you're saying.
So as soon as he said that, I'm like, something clicked in me. I'm like, okay, I really have a big chance of making this team.
So you basically had something to work on after that.
Exactly.
And it gave you an idea on what to work on.
Exactly. And not even later, but now. You got to do it now because you're trying out, right?
Yeah.
So the pressure was on. Immediately, I'm like, okay, now I got to switch up. Transition to first touch here and there, away from danger. So as soon as he said that, we finished the trials. I made the team, right? And when I made the team, it was one of the happiest moments. I notified my mom, let her know.
Yeah, they don't.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
So I knew I had talents from there on, and then the rest we can.
So
That's amazing. So Abdul was telling me a little bit about your life, and I heard that you went to, you went to pro, and then you went all the way to Europe, in Greece, to be specific. So tell us a little bit more about your recruitment in Greece.
Shout out to George. That's my guy. We still have a great relationship. He's like my brother.
shout out to him.
That's the man that recruited me from Owatonna. He He watched many of my games, and even prior to going to Greece to play football over there, like I played for a team, and the name of the club was Achilles. That's a Greek term,
Achilles?
right? Achilles, yeah. Achilles consisted of players from southern Minnesota, like really elite players from John Marshall High School in Rochester, Mayo High School, Rochester, Owatonna High School. So that team really like embraced me, and we had so many great memories. We won a lot of tournaments in Minnesota, and then on my senior year, I had a decision to make: either go try my talent in Greece, see what I can do in Greece, or I can go to college and take the steps to becoming a college athlete.
Okay.
So I was ambitious. I was young. I was only 17 years old.
Mashallah.
I decided to go to Greece. We went there, and it was me and two other kids at that time. They're men now, but we went to Greece, and it was so eye opening. I grew up so much within that year.
Okay.
I played for Olympiacos academy team.
I know Olympiacos, yeah.
Yeah, I played for Olympiacos academy team, but prior to playing for Olympiacos, I had 2-3 months of training. Oof. And I'm telling you, those were like the most intense training I've ever had to go through. Like I said, I was also young, but I think it taught me a lot of valuable lessons as a youth. Being away from your home, learning to adapt to a new environment,
new culture,
right?
Language.
Nobody speaks, like most people don't speak English.
Yeah,
that's the toughest.
So
part.
so you're trying to navigate different situations as you are moving through the program.
Okay.
But I had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, my career there was cut short by an ACL injury. And after that, I had to look at myself and kind of figure out what's next.
Okay. So, quick question on that, the Greece thing. Was it an agency? Was it people that recruit you, or was it like you and your friends kind of like said, "Yo, let's follow up this"? Did you guys like went there on your own, or people took you? And there was a recruitment kind of a people that took you guys there?
Yeah, it was actually a person who had a very close connection to the team that recruited us from Minnesota.
Okay.
Out of all places, they came to Minnesota.
Yeah,
And we got
all the way here. It's
And did you guys did some kind of, because I know I used to do a lot of tryouts. They used to happen in like Chicago, Florida, all over the places. Have you guys done a tryout that they picked you guys out of a like you said in the beginning? Was it a tryout kind of thing, or it was like they had your information and they came to you and they said, "Yo, we want you to come with us"? How did that happen?
Yeah,
for that process.
For that one, going to Greece, it wasn't a tryout, but we were already in a team of really, really super players.
Okay.
Right, and out of those players, they selected few players that they thought had a good chance of going pro.
And you was one of them.
And I was one of them.
That explains
yeah
how talented you was. Okay. So you get an ACL injury, and then how did that affect you? How did that like?
I was devastated. I'm not gonna sugarcoat.
I can imagine.
And being young and ambitious and trying to live out a dream that you can foresee, but then getting an injury like that, especially at that time.
Yeah.
Right. At that time, it was tough. Right. I came back to the States, got the surgery, and I rehabilitated myself. Within 8 months, 9 months, I was able to come back to playing. But you're never the same.
Yeah. That's the worst. Bro.
Yeah, with ACL injuries, you're never the same. And you can even see it right now, right? With professional players, when they're out with an ACL, some of them, like
come back.
Like Ronaldo, R9.
Yeah.
He came back and won a World Cup.
Yeah.
But not everybody is an R9.
No, exactly. I was gonna
You
say,
know what I'm saying?
Arnai can play with one leg and he could be better than 50% of the people.
Exactly. So
Man, I have a question for you, and you can talk about it. If you don't feel like talking about it, if it's too personal for you, and it brings back memories that you don't want to experience again. But when you said through your ACL injury, like was there a specific something you did that cost you that, or it was due to another player intentionally hurting you?
I actually had 2 ACL injuries. The first one that was the most impactful to me. It was a non-contact, right? It's where you do something, and there's a lot of players who are injured by non-contact injuries, where you're running, right, and then something just happens. You shift fast, or you turn, and you land awkwardly. Mine, it was just I was running and I was trying to cut to the right, and then I did a sudden movement, and then my knee went the other way.
Sometimes it's just the ground.
Or sometimes the
field that
ground
you
too.
play, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen people that just fall and their knees gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So moving on to academics and balance with the game. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of comparison with your story, with my story. Like I said, I told you prior to the start. I did I went to high school, and with my high school, I did 3 years of playing sports, and I played soccer for 3 years. I wouldn't say I was good as you were, because I didn't have as much talent as you did. Basically, that's what I'm saying. But I was to a point where I was a captain for 3 years, and my team, whenever the first year I joined, we didn't do as good as we did prior to years, but we won the state division basically, and
State champs, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
well, no, not state. I wouldn't call it. We lost.
Was
but,
this a varsity or
the city, the entire basically? I lived in Missouri, so the city of Kansas City and all the way its surroundings. That's what we won. But when it became national, we bumped out. But second year, we pretty much did the same thing. We didn't have any progression. But the third year, like my final year, senior year, we went all the way to state national. So we again lost, but we lost at the semifinals.
Yeah.
But alhamdulillah.
Yeah, that's quite an achievement,
Right. It gave me to the point where I kind of experienced that life of being athlete and at the same time being a student, and so moving on from there, the question I have for you is that I went straight to college, and the college that I went to, obviously was seeing what I was doing, and they had a not as good team, I would say, but kudos to them. I'm not gonna bash anybody. Their team was great, but not to the point where they can compete within European athletes. So I went there. I was too arrogant. The coach brought me there to be defensive mid. I was really good defender, but my dumb ass thought I could make it to a winger. So it didn't work out, and due to family issues, stuff like that, when I realized I'm still in bench for the first half of the season, I kind of quit. So again, that was me. But compared to you, I know it's a lot difficult as somebody who is from the United States. It's a lot difficult to make it to soccer than someone who is compared to other countries.
Yeah,
like
the
Europe
system
and
is
stuff like
different.
that.
Different
The
systems,
system itself is against you when it comes to that stuff. So how did you manage your academics? And because I know in high school, if your grades are not top tier, you will be dropped out from the team.
The team, yeah.
You will not be able to play. And based on how you played and how far you went, that automatically tells me you were doing
100%.
great in high school. So could you tell us a little bit more about that, and to help out kids who are doing the same thing, and at the same time prevent kids from doing what I did, so that way they can learn from my mistake and learn from your success?
Yeah, no, for sure. When you're in high school, most high school programs, especially the sports department, they have these academic policies where you have to have a certain amount of grades in order for you to actually stay on the team. and if you can't achieve that, they actually take you out of the team because academics comes first, right?
Right, right. 100%.
You're in high school, you're playing sports, but you're also need to maintain a certain. You have a That's the first responsibility, is to maintain a certain level of academic achievements. So for me, it was clear, like academic first and then sports, right? Sports was a motivation for me to actually get good grades.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I see
yeah.
what you're saying.
yeah, it wasn't hard for me. And then most of my teachers were wonderful people. You know, they were, you know, very involved in, especially certain teachers you just make a connection with. There's certain teachers that actually even empower you to explore more and teach you more. But like after I went to Greece and all that, I had to leave high school because it was my senior year that I had to go. And coming back after my surgery, I actually went on an online program, a high school online program. At that time, it was pretty new. It's called Penn Foster. Have you ever heard of Penn Foster?
No.
It's a really
have
good.
not,
It's a really good online program, right?
Okay.
So I was able to finish school at home, finish my next level grades at home, and
Right.
then after that I went to college. I went to MSU, Mankato, and that academic has never been a problem for me when it comes to balancing between sports and academic.
Okay.
Right. But how would you say someone who is, having an issue with academics, what's the best way you can tell them this is what would kind of help you? Because obviously you had something that worked for you that you did, that you could be like, okay, this is the trick I wouldn't say a trick, but motivation or dedication that I dedicated when it comes to academic wise. So how would you tell somebody who's having issues?
For young kids, I think sports is one thing, but like education is something that you can always transfer,
Okay.
And I found that to be true because like I worked for different companies, and one thing that you can always transfer from industry to industry, from company to company, is education. It's transferable.
Yeah.
Right. Certain skills, especially like if you're if you're a good listener, if you're a good communicator,
Yeah.
You learn these things in the classroom.
Yeah.
The teachers empower you. When you're a kid, you don't like raising your hand and asking questions. What do teachers say? There's no such thing as dumb questions, right?
Yeah.
Teachers will empower you to ask questions.
Yeah, ask her.
And these we call them soft skills in the fields of leadership. These are soft skills. These things are transferable. You can take them anywhere.
Okay.
Right? And sports doesn't teach you how to speak. I mean,
That's
it teaches you certain things, right?
Yeah.
You get you get some certain skills.
Yeah.
But it doesn't teach you how to speak. It doesn't teach you mathematics. It doesn't teach you certain things, right? So as a young man or woman growing up in the United States, no matter what your interest is, sports, music, speech class, whatever it is, there's other things that you can do, other activities that you can do, right? But academia is super important, and it sets your base. You'll have a baseline of, what you can do with your life after you graduate.
Now we're gonna talk about the setbacks and reinvention for the soccer. If I can come back to the soccer, did you used to put your own time to practice? And because I remember one person that I've been close to in high school was Yasin Gayat. Shout out to him, and he was crazy about soccer. He would literally take us out when it's snowing outside. He's like, "Yo, let's go play, let's go play, let's go play." So did you used to do that, or it was just like I'm gonna go to school practice after school and then come back home and that's it? Or did you used to put your own time and do your own stuff outside the school practice and all of that?
Oh yeah, man. I put in a lot of time into it. Remember that little middle school, Willow Creek?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go to that field early in the morning, practice sometimes by myself, and then in the winter I used to do the soccer blast over in Burnsville. We had an indoor team that we used to participate in, and we would play all year basically. And then I was also in track. I did the 100.
You fast, bro.
Yeah, I did the
You
100.
are
And the only
fast.
reason why I did the 100 is not because I love running. It was because to get ready for soccer, right?
Okay.
To get that edge, right? I wanted to get that edge because
yeah.
track they teach you the fundamentals of running.
Okay.
The way you use your body, the way you use your legs, how high your knees should be when you run.
Wow.
There's certain things that you can find
Yeah,
out
that's a different perspective.
like when you're a sprinter and your speed is dominant.
Okay.
You catch the eye of any recruiter, like anybody who's trying to recruit you for a soccer
I
program.
used to be confused when my coach tells me, you got to do track, you got to do track. I'm like, I love playing soccer, but I hate running. So, but at the same time, I was fast.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he would tell me, you got to do, because I think he's seen the way I run, and my form was not, or maybe
Yeah.
it was how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I used to be confused, but now hearing you say that, now I understand.
No, for real, yeah. Like certain, like you said, you have to put in some time, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be soccer. Sometimes you have to put in time watching professional players,
Okay.
right? You
Yeah.
gotta watch these highlights
from them, yeah.
and learn from them. That's like video, right? You
Yeah.
gotta watch some videos. You gotta be in the gym.
Yes.
You gotta work out.
Yeah, on
right?
your body.
Yeah, and then and I remember there was a friend of mine. He was also my teammate. We would go in his basement, in his house, and we would play in his basement for hours.
How big is his basement?
It's a small little basement. He had a little blanket in the back, which was the goal, right?
And that improves your touch
Of
too,
course
right?
it does.
Because that little spaces.
Yeah, bro. It improves your movement, your quick decision making. And he was a defender. I was a striker.
So yeah, complimented
We
each
were
other.
complimenting each other,
Okay.
right? And we would play for hours.
Wow.
I remember that, bro.
And on that, how is a friend like that helps you? Because a lot of us, we play soccer, but we don't hang out with people that play soccer. We hang out with people that do other stuff. But would you say that it could be soccer, it could be football, basketball, try to be friend with the people that have your same interest as you. Would you say that?
That is 100% true. Like
Okay.
you need to have at least one or two people that have the same ambition as you, that have the same hunger as you, same drive. And when you find that person, because you'll speak the same language.
Yeah. I don't even
You know
need
what I'm
to
saying? You don't
communicate
have to
after-
like say anything.
Yeah.
You just know
You just know exactly
what time it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had one person like that, and it was so much fun, man. The life lessons that you attain, that you learn from sports is amazing, and I wish that many parents could understand that, so that they can help.
Speaking of parents, because you just said earlier you used to come to Burnsville, and Otana to Burnsville that's a mile right there.
Yeah.
Who used to take you these places for you to do this stuff?
Yes, I used to just carpool with my friends. Their parents were there.
Okay.
I was lucky and fortunate enough to have a coach as well. My coach was always there for me. So it wasn't hard for me because I had a lot of good people around me that could help me go to the games, help me with certain trips and this and that. So.
And the good thing that the vibe that you're giving me is you was a friendly person to the point where other parents would trust you to go with them, right?
Yeah,
Because a lot of parents don't I don't know this kid.
Yeah.
So you gotta be outgoing and you gotta be
Right, not even that. Like
Friendly
a lot
too.
of parents do not want their kids to associate with some one day deem
Yeah.
shady and
yeah.
unfriendly. But good
That's-
job,
that's-
man.
Yeah, it was easy for us because we lived in the same town. We grew up together.
Okay.
Some of these kids we've grew up together, right?
Yeah.
And I knew their parents. I used to go to their homes, right? We used to hang out. So it was easy for us to establish that type of relationship.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. So moving on to our next question here. Dealing with all this stuff? Because obviously, when you got hurt, obviously you must have physically and emotionally been devastated, and you will understand that the vision you had for your future is not gonna be the same as based on what just happened. So the question I have for you is, how did you deal with that setback, and what motivated you to keep it pushing?
Yeah. So one of the things I initially got interested in is, I know we were talking about it earlier too, is coaching, right? If you can't play at the highest level, and that's the thing about soccer, is that once you explore high level, or any sport, once you explore high level, playing, right? Anything short of that doesn't interest you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're
Like
saying.
once you play with, because I remember I'm practicing. Right next field is Rivaldo, Yaya Torre, professional players.
Because they used to play for Olympiacos.
At
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time,
yeah,
we were
yeah,
there
yeah,
same
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
So and the team that I'm playing with are super tough. Everybody's hungry. Once you play at a high level, you can't play. You can't. So
It's not gonna be the
it's
same
not the
anymore.
same, man. It's
yeah,
not the same.
you just want that taste over and over.
That taste,
and over.
yeah, you want that, right?
Yeah.
So I switched a little bit to coaching, and boy, I enjoyed coaching, man. I remember in Owatonna, I coached two teams. One was a U17 team. One of my captain for that team right now, he's the Owatonna high school coach. Yeah, he coaches the varsity team right now, which is
Okay.
really cool.
How are they doing?
I don't follow much, but
Okay.
but last time I think they were doing good. Owatonna has a good program.
Okay.
And then I also coached a U13 girls team, and that was very fun too.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed coaching, and
amazing.
I would implement all the things that I learned, and I would give them amazing training, and it was inspiring. So then my reinvention kind of happened there, where I learned that there's something about soccer that I've learned that I can transfer.
Yeah.
And that's leadership, right?
Okay.
I got interested in the concept of leadership, the concept of coaching, developing, and so on. So that's where my most of my bread and butter is right now. I try to take time to understand people, and give them advice at certain times, and then also try to coach people as well. Like, for example, even right now in fitness, anybody that comes to me and says, "Hey, man, like, what can I do to, you know what I mean? Like, to to go to the gym, do this, that." So I give them advice. I do, but I always go back to that thing that I told you earlier, consistency, right? People don't see what you do behind closed doors, how much hours you work, how much hours you do, and in anything that you choose in life.
Yes, 100%.
What they see is the fruits of your labor, right? And when they see
100%.
that, it's like a moment of clarity for them. It's like, how do I get there?
Yeah.
Well, you got to be consistent. You know what I mean? So
They don't know what goes behind closed doors. Anyways, you was talking about the coaching, bro. If I'm a kid right now and someone like you's coaching me, That's the most amazing thing that could happen to that kid, because of how you, like, your talent, everything that you went through, the stories that you could be, your leadership, and the difference between someone who played the game and someone that did not play the game is they can show you better than they can tell you. Someone that did not play the game will not show you things, he will tell you. But with you, it's like, I can only imagine, bro. It would be fun for you to be a
and
coach.
there are a lot of kids who learn based on vision and actions rather than descriptive words. I'm a person who is a hands-on experience learner, and when I see somebody do something, I would immediately copy and do it exactly as they did. But if someone is drilling me, some words the whole entire day, I will not comprehend. And even if I do comprehend, it would be not as good as that person had the expectation of me.
So my next question is, I be seeing you doing some content creation, and I dig, you was doing amazing motivational.
you,
I used to
thank you.
watch it. You know, your videos used to inspire me, man. Like the things that you used to talk about was amazing. And you still do it. So how did you get into that? And when did you get into that?
I mean, content is, you have to have certain level of creativity. You have to be somebody who enjoys the creative side of life. Art, for example, is like without art, life's not fun, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about any type
Life
of art.
is dead.
Some people are into music. Some people are into painting. Some people are into theater. Some people like those things. Are needed in some way. They're needed in life because it's like the color.
Yeah.
It's like the color in the room, right? That's art. So I've always been interested in that. My dad is a painter, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah, he was a painter. So I've always been interested in the art side. So content creating, I feel like it's expressing yourself and what you want others to resonate with, right? And one thing that I try to pass along or put out is just the ability to learn how to be kind. Being a kind person. Because a lot of people talk, especially in the Somali community, right? We have a lot of content creators, but majority of the time, what they're talking about or what they're expressing is it's not kindness.
Yeah.
It's either back and forth, or what happened to that person and what happened to this person. So I try to do something different and just express leadership related content, kindness related content, good character related content. Those are the things that interest me, and hopefully, like if we can help somebody, one person,
That's the goal.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is to impact somebody.
Yeah.
And hopefully I've done that.
Mashallah,
amazing,
that's
man.
amazing, man. That's great. That's beautiful. What is your biggest life lesson that you would say?
Oh yeah. There was a quote that I heard recently, and the guy said, and it's so true, man, if you think about it. He said, life is lived moving forward. Right? But he said, you only realize what life is about in reverse.
Wait, explain that part to me. Explain
You
that
lost
part
me
to
on the reverse part.
Because I understand the
So
part.
what he says is life is lived moving forward, meaning you have to
Understand that
always
part.
look forward to the
Yeah.
future, right? But the lessons that you learn is always in the past.
Okay, now I
Okay,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So most of the right now we're talking about my experience in Greece, my experience in. So these are the things that shape you as you move forward.
Right.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So my biggest life lesson is I learned from the past to impact the present, so that I can build a better future for my kids, people around me, my family. That's the
Mashallah.
lesson
That is-
and life teaches you that as you grow up.
That is beautiful, man. The way you put it, like it's amazing, because you are shaped, and then whatever you learn, you implement it today, and then you try to grow off of that.
Absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You learn, throughout life that things that, it will never be the way, you planned as.
Yeah.
And
100%.
the question I have is a change of mindset. How hard was it for you to, change from one direction to the other? How did change became to you?
Yeah, so there was an individual. He said something simple. His name is Bashir. We used to work together. He's he's a little way older than me, right? And we were working at a company, and it was hard labor, heavy, right? I'm just trying to make some money so I can pay for my car, and some portion goes to school and all that.
100%.
And this guy said to me, he said, all the procedures that you learn here, you can't transfer them to the next job. What you can transfer is education, right? And now in my life, I'm at a point, like I was saying earlier, now we're parents, right? And we have to make sure we come across, or we give back to the community in a way where they can learn from our experiences.
True.
And especially, let me tell you something about younger kids, Gen Z, now Alpha, right? Like our kids, some of them are Alpha, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm at the gym and I see younger kids coming in and out, coming in and out. One thing I've realized is they're not gonna speak to you. You have to speak to them. Like you have to initiate the conversation,
Yeah.
right? And because right now we're at an age where we need to be the influencers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that,
Mm-hmm,
right? And sometimes the disconnect between the older generation and our generation
yeah,
is that they want us to speak to them,
Okay.
where they need to come down and they need to come and speak to us.
Yeah.
And I've realized that I've realized that recently, and I've started to talk to kids like, hey, so how long have you been doing this? Motivating them, giving them advice, giving them,
Yeah.
and you can't imagine how cool it is to them
100%.
that you're encouraging them.
Yeah.
Mm.
I see what you're saying. I don't mean to cut you off. I see what you're saying because a lot of times when I go to the gym and I see a Somali kid, sometimes I look at them and they look like they're not even interested to even engage with you. But then as soon as you try to talk to them, it's a different person.
Exactly.
Like you end up like, bro, you can't even do a workout no more. It's like they talking and talking and talking and talking. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even know you could talk like that, bro. You're just this person that has all this energy. But in the beginning, before I talk to them, they just look so uninterested. Like they don't even look like you could engage. You just looking at me like, Somali, So I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Like you would notice if it like with me, I don't I mean, I used to work out, but not to the point where I think I do it constantly now. But I do, hit the gym. When I say gym, I don't mean, lifting bars and stuff like that. I mean like actual like basketball courts and stuff like that, right? And when I see, a kid, shooting a hoop on its own, and there's a lot of other kids, playing on that side, what I used to do is, at least bring that kid to the, part where, like, because playing in basketball, playing one person, you can do that, but it's not as fun as when you're playing with
With their
others.
team,
Yeah, for example, if
100%,
somebody's just playing over 21 over here, and you're just shooting there by yourself,
it's not fun.
it's
man.
not fun.
Yeah.
But when you're playing 21, everybody is competing to get to that 21.
Yeah.
And when you, as a child, like what keeps you going and motivates you is in competition with other kids on your age.
100%, yeah.
So when I do that, I would always be like, if I see a kid like or bring them. There's this kid. I used to live in Mankato, so I used to go to the YMCA over there all the time.
That YMC that place is a legend. Man.
I know. I used to go there all the time. And
Legendary,
if you ever
yeah.
go to a Sunday, they have everybody in them out playing. And imagine when you get to Somalia, they can't like kiligi smells kajogo.
Yeah.
And mind you, like his mom brought him there just for him to like have fun and basically have an outlet for his instead of like dealing with all the other situations, God knows where.
Yeah.
Just for him to stand there and just like throw ball up on his own. So I know exactly what you mean when you bring somebody and then that kid will later down the road, like Sophie, and as soon as you like hop into that or like jump or like step into that gym, their eyes bright up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see you and already know they're gonna be having a good day that day.
Yeah, because there's that connection, right, of Somali Nimo. As soon as you see another Somali person, you're already aware of it. Like, oh, Somali dude over there. You get what I'm saying? But like Dini said, it's our responsibility that now we're the older generation to bring these kids into our spaces, to talk to them. Because Asega, as far as he knows, is like, yo, I'm not gonna talk to this Somali guy, like I don't know him like that. But I think, what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? To just say, yo, what's going on? What's happening, man? What are you working on today? You know what I'm saying? That little engagement. If he's not into it, then all right, bro, I just wanted to say what's up, That's it. But you can change, that little moment can change a lot for that little kid. Yeah. So speaking of the kids, right? If Dini today was 16, 15 years old, what would you tell your younger self today? Like, what would you take take yourself back in that moment. What is one thing you'll tell yourself to do or to not do?
I would travel more. I
Travel.
would travel more, man, because once you're an adult and kind of like
Get what
life
you're
starts
saying,
to,
wallah.
life starts to pick and choose its moments towards you, and
Yeah.
you know, you don't have much time after that. But I would probably tell myself, listen, relax, go travel, go see the world, you know.
It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Because
It's not that serious, man.
you think, yo, I gotta get it now. I gotta
Yeah,
get it now.
yeah,
But the
yeah.
hustle don't stop, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like the way life is structured in the West is you're always occupied by something, right?
Yeah.
Earlier age, you're going to school. That's your job, basically. Yeah, you're waking up, you're gonna go to school. Yeah, you gotta go to school, and then you go off to college when you're, you know, a young adult, and now you're learning about insurance and you're learning about rent and all that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and then next, if you're a family person, now you're settled.
Yeah.
Now you're taking care of a family, and now you're
Responsibilities.
working a job. So you never really get a break
Yeah.
if you do it the right way, right? The way that is structured, you never actually get a break.
Yeah.
So what I would tell myself is, listen, take a break, go travel more, explore the world, different cultures, different languages. You know, yeah, that's what I would tell myself.
And that helps you too to learn different people and to be even more comfortable with other people around you. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times I see kids that grew up here, kids that were born here and that never been to Africa. Amal Hada.
Yeah.
When
Have you been back? Have you been back to Africa?
yeah, I did 2019 ki.
How was
I
that?
went
How was
back.
your experience there?
It was amazing, wallah. It's
eye-opening, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Have you been back? Have you been back? Oh, it's
Yeah,
eye-opening,
amazing.
man.
So that's why I said a lot of kids, they need that. You get what I'm saying? They think, okay, this little bubble is it. But
That's
once
what
you
they
like,
think, yeah.
once you go out there and see other people, how they live and how they,
man.
you know, especially Africa, Amal Hada, when you go out there, a lot of kids have this concept or you know, perception of like the Ellis. But no, if you can just go back and see it yourself, like you could see like life is not all about working and schooling. There's different aspect to life.
Yeah,
you know?
so honey, I'm ashamed to this when I say this, but I traveled out of the country many times.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Different countries.
That's nice.
I've traveled. In my senior year, well, right after I finished high school, mind you, that time we didn't have a lot of money and stuff like that. We were still, you know, right before we started college or stuff like that. Me and a buddy of mine did the biggest country, you know, road that I think of, like, you know, roads. So we used to live in Missouri, so we went from Missouri and went all the way to Kentucky, all the way to, like, we literally traveled all over the
The U.S., huh?
eastern side of U.S.
Nice.
And then we finished our basically road trip to Iowa, Davenport, Iowa. And then we
Nice.
went back to
Even those road trips are really important as a
Yes.
kid.
Yeah.
If you're a kid, having those road trips are like eye opening, man. I know people that live in Owatonna that have never left like Owatonna, bro.
That is-
Can you imagine that? Like, or you live in small town somewhere and you've never left there, or even people who've never left Minnesota. Good, man. You
That's-
gotta
yeah,
you gotta
that's-
try.
you- because hatta that creates a little bit of awkwardness when you go other places where you're like you just been this little place at the Otano collector when you just your whole life in Otano.
Hamad that
Even
of
coming
Hapsi
to
Kujira.
Minneapolis, even coming to Minneapolis feels like scary to you. All these highways, oh my God, all this, all that. Because I remember when I used to live in Otano and then I moved, I became a truck driver. And bro, the first year took me like the whole year I was like, damn, how am I gonna, because of that little city I got used to, you know, Otana, everywhere you go is like one way. You just go here and here and here.
That's it,
There's not
yeah.
many places to go,
as a
right?
truck driver compared to
But coming from
Chicago
Otana
and
to truck driving,
California.
Now you're going to Cali.
God damn, I was
How did
like,
you
I
feel?
do Kalabachiraba. Like,
How
this
did
is
you
a-
feel? This traffic.
It was, well, life, it was overwhelming ahead because even the GPS حتى, it took me a while to understand it because of, you know, the highways are different. You know, obviously I used to come to Minneapolis and all of that, but going out there, the whole country, the other states, like, you know, I remember one time, was it Seattle, Matt? I was in Seattle, Matt. I don't know. I was somewhere, and the bridge, I think it was Seattle. They have this
The
bridge,
bridge that opens and closes.
yeah, that when they have a traffic, they create a whole bridge that people can go through, and then when the traffic runs out, they close the bridge. There's no bridge there. There's literally no bridge.
I was talking about a different bridge then. I thought you were talking about the Golden
First
Bridge.
time seeing that, bro, you could have seen my face. It's like I have seen a new Adula create. I'm like, what the fuck?
Once that bridge opens, the traffic it stops.
Yes.
I lived in Seattle.
So that
it's a nice
That's
city.
the thing. Mel and you don't go out anywhere and you don't experience life, you're no different someone who's basically incarcerated or حبس كجيرة.
Yeah, or a
jail.
baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the human being in general is supposed to explore. That's what we are, you know? Like a lot of people, for example, I was listening to Sheikh Hamza Yusuf. He's amazing, bro. If you don't know him, search him. He said something very important. I was like, wow, you know? Yeah. He said, like, a lot of people nowadays, you see a lot of content, people saying that we're so insignificant. Earth is so small, it's little, you know, we belong to a small galaxy in the middle of this vast universe, and like there's life is almost meaningless. That's not the case. He said when you look at the universe and how vast it is, and then at the micro level, you look at your cells and the breakdown of your cells, how vast it is, because there's things that, you know, like when you break down your cells, you can go so far that quantum physics it gets involved, that you don't even understand how small it is, right?
Yeah.
He said the human beings are in between the large scale of the universe and the small scale of the quantum physics.
Wow.
He said we're the representation of that middleness. So that kind of gives you like, okay, as a human being, you got to go explore.
Right, right.
You know, and kids, especially, kids need to do that. Younger kids, when they go to college, like before they go to college or after they finish college, have some life, man. Have some exploration.
I know exactly what
You
you
know,
mean.
go to Africa, go to the UK, go somewhere.
Yeah, and I know exactly what you mean. Every year I go out of the country, and when I come back, literally that dopamine hits, and then the first thing I'm thinking about is where I want to go next. Literally, it's where do I want to go next?
You're already planning it.
Yes, as soon as I come, mind you, like my statements is not even like settled yet. Like you know, but as soon as I come back, I'm already thinking like, where do I want to go next? You know, if Allah wills, inshallah. Yeah. You know, as a kid growing up, you were doing something you enjoyed. It took most of your time, and you were occupied doing that a lot of your time growing up. How did that, protect you from being associated or being in contact with, I wouldn't say a bad group of people, but a group of people who, would have eventually led you to a wrong path? How did that protect you from it?
Yeah, I mean, sports, in general, any activities that extra activities that you do outside of your school, your academics, kind of shields you from other things, like bad influence and things like that, simply because you're occupied.
Yes.
Like we used to have 2 practices, sometimes practice. Sometimes we have games on Saturday mornings, sometimes in the evening. So and if you're a competitive person, a kid, like a competitive kid, all you want to do is live, breathe, sleep, wake up, soccer, or whatever your craft is.
Yeah.
So it's definitely helpful, It's definitely helpful in kind of getting you away from certain things. But more importantly, the life lessons that you learn from sports is amazing, man. Like it's really super, it's amazing, especially discipline. You learn to be disciplined. You learn to be active, decision making. That's another thing,
Yeah.
You learn to make good decisions, like certain decisions. So a lot of you'll develop a lot of skills that later on in life you'll realize, oh man,
Yeah.
my life would have been different if I didn't stay in it.
And,
You know.
and at the same time, I get what you're saying because it has its own benefits too. Because it's easier to make friends. You get famous quicker, not to the extent of like celebrity, but the school that you go to, you know, a lot of people want to be your friend. Bullies stay away from you because they know that, you know, you have your own mahaladaha and influence in the school, so they don't want to mess with you. And I want to say this of Somalia rawayna ku dhaho waalidiinta badana because I know Benoni waxay ii qabatay Benoni markaan dheelaayay I know that because ani aabahay, you know, ilaahu naxariistu uu dhintay walaalka iga weynaa we didn't grow up together, so ana basically ana iswaday hooyaday ahayd, and you know hooyo she can only do so much for a kid or teenager. So bro, Benoni was the reason why I don't do drugs. Ilaahay ka soko, I would credit Benoni
Alhamdulillah, bro.
reason ka aan daroogo u sameynin, aan maanta buuq aan u gelin, aan dagaal u gelin, aan saaxiibo u yeeshay, aan maxaa la dhihi jira maanta qofka hataa disciplineka nolosha hataa bro, because of Benoni waxyaalo badan cuntada cunay iyo hataa waxaan sameynaa hataa waa ka fiirsan jiray because I want to perform game day markuu imaado. I want to be that guy, you know. So certain things hadaa waxyaalo qaar jira hadaa sameysid adoo game qabo it can slow you down. Hadaa cunto cuni waysid, hadaa seexan waysid, hadaa daroogo sameysid, you know, you hear all this sigaar hadaa cabtid breathing kaada halaawayo. So that's why Soomaalida waalidiinta aan dhahayo waalidiin badanaa jiro ilmahooda iskuul markay geeyaan waxay u maleeyaan sport activity-gan iyo banooniga la dheelaa iyo warar banooniga cunigan banooni maxay taa cunig wax barto, but cunigaada markuu yar yahay he just wants to do something, wax loo rabo inuu sameeyo. It's not about ma wax la dhaca cunigan responsible ma waa habo bill ma dhiibo shaqo ma shaqeeyo. So banooniga wuxuu u kaava gareynayaa marka cuniga markuu guriga fiiro iskuul waxa laga soo baxaa 2:30 Soomaalino ilaa 3 laga soo baxaa. Cunigan 3 markuu guriga yimaado 11:10 uu seexanayo 8 hours wuxuu haystaa adilku lama sheekeysan karo, walaalihiis lama sheekeysan karo, asagii isgelina cunug yar markuu asi waqti isgeliyana angolku waa ogna resultka marka banoonigan marka waxa waa alamintadu aadaya after school practice game day iskuulki aanu ka noqonaya ilmo saaxiibu yeelanaya cunigi marka nolol kaleeto outside schoolki nolol kale uu ka helaa. taas aan u dhahay waalidiinta badana aan encourage gareena ilmihiina hatta cuniga haduu ku fiicnaan sportska geli gym gay or see, you know, let him be part of the year. What would you say?
This is something I want to add to what you said. I've seen a lot of parents or martay even with me markaan yara when it comes to maxaa la jiray ciyaarta iyo waxa Soomaaliya ku ciyaarta iyo waxaas markay noqoto hooyadii mar walba waxay dhigi jirtay waxaan goormaad ka weynaan doontaa nin weyn baa tahay waxaan like iska taa like you know noloshaada waxay soo mind you waxaan ahay 16 17 year old, you know, taas bay u arkaan. And waxaga ay fahansaneen waxa waaye haddii aanan maartay waxaan ku focus gareysaneen wax kale leen ku focus gareyna haddana kaas daranta markii aan bogay maxaa la jiray schoolkii markaan bogay I turned into gaming and bilaabay.
Okay.
So
That's another one right there.
Right, gaming and bilaabay oo video games waxaan iska ciyaaray because this magaalo aan deganaan jiray waxa Kansas City, Missouri waaye waa la ogahay waa very
Low key though, gaming is a lifesaver though.
Yeah, it's a lifesaver.
I know dad waxaan ogahay on maanta u taagnaa shalayta waan isla hadlaynay way nala joogeen a day later waxaan maqlay meeshaas baa lagu dilay. Mind you haddii aan raaci lahaa kuwa qaarkood oo maxay dhihi lahaayeen maxaa la joogaa meeshan baan aadaynaa namari raac haddii aan raaci lahaa waa maanta ma joogi lahayn meeshan. But like I was so focused on my school kege iyo haddaan chance helo oo waxba kala sameynin game-kina iska ciyaaray because habeenkaas waxaan ku xirnaan jiray kuwa carruur oo game-ka si fiican u ciyaaraan. So marka game waxay dhaheen caawa ma soo galaysaa camalaa caawan soo galaan dhahay caawa. And then as right I was saying that kuwa kala dhaheen intee aaday meel aan u soconnaa, you know, oo Soomaali ahayn marka waxaan ku dhahnay xagaarago xaafadina aado game ciyaara waaye waan iska bixi xaafadan aaday. And then next you know waxaan maqlayaa le waxaas baa
wow, so this actually happened.
Literally happened. So markii maamada hooyada saa maqashay naar waagii hore waxay dhigi jirtay koormaad game-kan ka weynaa doontaa waxaan carruurta weeye iska daa markay sidaa maqashay never again did she ask me even to this day maanta nin waxaan ahay weyn oo xaas qaba oo maaragtay 2 ilmood leh shaqaysta لكن any chance that I get وأنا
Why
عيارة.
not, bro? Yeah.
And it's a healthy what healthy away so man
Exactly.
as long as you're not doing drugs and
After this,
you know
joga.
afara than getting
صح.
whatever that helps this kid.
Also another thing ماموينك أما والدينك this is another thing we'll show that a lot of times their mind opened they're like open-minded about them doing sports إيوه حسب مركز نقطة قبلها مقرني there are a lot of قبل I know or محل جري would enjoy playing محل جري sports
Yeah,
لكن سومالي هدانا أنك والدينك حش ما أعرفنا like in benefits أو قبلنا أو ما أعرف هذا كرتو محل جري sports إيوه حس hortore before anything else in maxaa la jiray enjoyment iyo waxaas noqoninba ugu hortore as a walid haddii aad wiil ama gabadh aad dhashay carruurtaad nafsadooda iyo maarata caafimaadkooda ay ku xidhan tahay sportska iyo waxaas marka wiil haddaad dhashay uu maarata sportska uu interest gareeyo alxamdulilah dheh make sure you're standing by mar walba gabar haddaad dhashid oo dhahdid maxaa la jiray waxaan rabaa sports maan rabaa inay ciyaaro ama maarata waxaas baan rabaa ina aabo ama hooyay samayso stand by them u ogolow ma fahante ha noqonin waalid ka soo hor istaagan cunugaada caafimaadkiisa iyo noloshiisa wanaagiisa because I promise you gabar ama wiil aad dhashay hadduu sports aado xumaato kale iyo meelo kale ma noqonayaan
Yes.
they will grow up to be a better person wadhow qofku anfaca inay noqdaan laga yaabaa laakiin haddaad gabadhii ama wiilkii u jiidid haddii aad meesha ka hor istaagtid they will find wax ka xun oo maaragtay dhow adigana nafsadooda ku galaafsanaysa adina ku galaafsanaysa marka ha ka hor istaagin
Yeah,
that's something I would say
yeah mideeda kale waxa ay waalidiinta fahmayna waxay tahay waxay leeyihiin sportska cuniga waxbarashadu ku hor istaagaya American system laakiin cuniga hadduu galaas ku dhacay ma loo ogolaanayo inuu banooni
Exactly.
so cunigaada hadduu banooniga teamka lagu daray uu loo ogolaya that means cunigaada grade fiican uu keenaya waay iskuulkii ku fiican yahay waay so adiga ha ka fikirin cunigan haddaan banooni iyo waxaan si ama iskuulka ka carara iskuulkii aba dhahayabo for you to maintain inaad teamkan ku jirtid you have to have a certain grades you have to be passing your classes attendance kaada everything goes together so marka cunigaada sportska gelisid sportskaas wuxuu ku sii encourage gareynaa inuu galaasihiisa baaso because mar rabo teamkii laga drop gareeyo so galaasihi inuu baaso waay marka wixii waa isla socdaan ha ka dhigina marka sida Africa camal cuniga hadduu banooni dheelo quraan ma baranaa mise America waa isla socotaa sida Africa camal ma America sportskii waa isla
pretty sure
socotaa
you have times where you stay up very late just to do your assignment so you don't get a bad grade
Of course, man. Of
pretty
course.
sure you have because I have the same thing there are times where I would
It definitely
come back
encourages
late
you.
and I will sit down, make sure I don't care had they not to 1 or 2 a.m. had they not to I would finish that before I go to bed.
Like the last thing you want to hear is you got dropped off the team because you're not academically sound. You know what I mean?
Like, that's even
So
That's,
you're gonna be
that
very
is
competitive in
most
academia too.
embarrassing.
Yeah,
wallahi.
you're gonna try as a
You're
kid.
too dumb to be playing at
Who was that? Nobody was there, bro.
Okay, moving on to our next question. Now it's like community and giving back. How do you give back?
Well, I mean, to me, giving back, like I said earlier, is just passing on experience, passing on knowledge, advice, things like that, you know. And you never know when you need to step up. You know, there are some things that are more visible, right? When you're giving back, and there are things that are not visible, but only you know.
Yeah, only you know.
Right?
Yeah, you got to be
So,
honest with yourself too.
You got to be honest with yourself, exactly. So I try to focus on that. If I can talk to a kid who's young and I see, you know, they have ambition, if I can tell them, nudge them towards some things.
Yeah.
Even at work, you know, if I find somebody who I know has a lot of potential,
Yeah.
you know, I might tell them, hey, like, have you considered going to school?
Wow, mashallah.
You know, things like
That's-
that, you know,
that's
like,
really-
okay, what's
that's
your
really
plan?
good
You know,
advice.
what's your plan for the next couple of years? Like,
It's amazing.
you know, and I tell them about my journey and some of my, you know, experiences. And that's one way that I try to give back because it's more like, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody can do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, alhamdulillah, it's been a good journey so far, and hopefully I can give back more in the
And
future.
even I would add to, I watch your snaps and, you know, you go to the gym, you have a lot of, most of the time you have 2-3 guys with you.
Yeah,
You know.
I got some people back in
I
the
got
gym.
a whole, yeah, you got a whole team. So that's giving back too. And,
Yeah.
you know, I watch your videos, your content. you know, you're always talking about, you know, how motivating, you know, a lot of people might see you like, oh, this guy, but that's giving that back too. You're giving the knowledge, you're giving the experiences, what you think is right, motivating people. I watch your video and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, that's deep. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Thank
that's
you.
giving back too.
That's amazing. Do you think, you know, uplifting the community is important,
100%. It is very important.
especially the youth?
Earlier, especially what you said is something along the line of like, we have to have platforms that represent our narrative, right? Because we only know, as a community, we know our pain points. Yeah. There's no filtering anymore. We know what we are. We know our struggles. We know where we need to improve. You know, we know all of these things.
Right.
Now it's time to create actions, make things more actionable, right? That way, real change starts to happen in our community.
Yes.
You know, when it comes to businesses, when it comes to education, when it comes to just life in general, when it comes to our restaurant, well, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
We have to talk about
Yes.
what are the problems
Yes.
that we're facing, and we have to face those head on, you know?
Yes.
There's no hiding anymore, man. We're Americans.
Yeah,
You know, we
yeah.
belong to this community. We're a part of the fabric of what makes America one of the best countries in the world to live in, right?
Yes.
So we have to also be part of solving the issues that happen.
We have to take ownership.
We have to step up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's no more like sitting back. So I think hopefully that answers your question. But in general,
does.
even what you guys are doing right now, it's super inspiring. You
Thank
know,
you, man.
it's gonna help people. It's gonna create more content creators.
Yes. Yes.
There's people that are sitting down in their homes who have so much to say. Right?
Say it.
Go, do it.
Say it, bro.
You know, somebody might enjoy that. Somebody might take
We
lessons
need
from
you.
that.
The
So
thing is,
community
what a lot of
needs you.
people don't understand is a lot of, especially for a person who is an introvert, hadalka hadahaysid, anything you have like that is, you think it's important, I guarantee you it's important. Share it with, you know, someone. Share it, like, even if you don't think it's big enough, just share it. You will be surprised how many people resonate with you.
Yeah, because one of the حتى
Are
وحيالا
you introverted?
Yeah.
Me too, bro.
Yeah.
This guy's extroverted.
Yeah,
I would say I'm in the middle. I wouldn't say introvert.
Yeah.
No, I would say community حتى the point that you point out قفك مركو ربو, the greatest things that you see today came out of dumbest ideas. Wallahi. Like the things, and I had the things that I feel like, man,
that's
I don't
so
know
right,
how to
bro.
explain.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell people. I have a vision of a podcast, but that's kind of yo, I have a vision to uplift the community. They're like, what are you? Manipulous or about
just
that?
gotta
You know
do
what
it,
I'm
right?
saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Man, uplifting ki wa shegi.
Take it like
But
that,
when
yeah.
you demonstrate the thing, when you do it, I had doing this podcast, I see a lot of people saying, yo, you guys are doing a great job, mashallah, wallah. But it came from an idea that I just had. I didn't know how to explain, but once I started doing it, everybody's seeing it. They're like, whoa, this is beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, I just didn't know how to say it or explain it.
Exactly,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
The thing is, what people don't understand is every invention you have ever seen in life came from someone who was lazy enough not to do what it was like, you know, at the time, quote unquote, the norm thing to do. For example, like someone who was too lazy to, you know, was like, you know what, I don't want to travel all the way there. It's going to take me so long. Let me try to figure out how to get there faster. Playing with the same thing. You know, how do I get there without, you know, going into a boat? It's a lot faster. Same
Yeah.
thing. Kabahan lahirna, too, like,
Everything, bro.
everything came from somebody who was too lazy to do the conventional mean. So they came up with something new. Just because, and mind you, nobody in there, if you ask them at their time, would tell them,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is, wallahi, there is nobody, a lot of people think, oh, how would people view? Nobody gives a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Wallahi. When you look at Dunka, people got their own shit going on.
Yeah, man.
Nobody gives a fuck about what you do, or it's one way or another. You either learn the lesson and you're not gonna live with the regret later on in life, saying, oh, what if I done that? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you benefit and
And you learn
beautiful
from it
things
too.
happen.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
100%
saying? So
wallahi.
either ways, but you're winning. There is no losing this game. There is nothing any idea that you have, put it out there. If it's not received, good, alhamdulillah. At least you did something. You could talk about it. You could say, yo, I tried that, but it didn't work out. So yeah, we're gonna
No, keep doing what you're doing, wallahi. I'm
thank you so much.
super proud of you guys, man. You guys are doing an amazing job.
How would you stay focused? How would you say that? What would you do to stay focused? To stay in like not, in lagaso dahagalin, or how do you stay focused?
Yeah, just discipline, discipline and consistency.
Okay.
Like the more you do something, wallahi, I've tried in so many different ways. حتى مركا القرآن كأقرني سو كله, if you just read portions of it, هذا أخرسيد, if you read a little bit here every night.
MashaAllah.
It doesn't even have to be like a whole juice or
whatever you can do at that time.
one page. Just do it consistently.
Wallahi, wrong way. That's true, wallah.
If you don't do it at a certain night, you'll feel it.
Wallahi, it's true. Wallahi, it's true.
You'll feel it. So
I 100% agree with that shaykhs.
so Jim Casido Kale, if you're trying to switch careers, just start that.
Yeah.
Whatever you're trying to do next, start that. Do it slowly, here, bits and bits. That consistency creates focus.
Mm-hmm.
Wallahi, that
Yeah.
consistency will create focus.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I've tested it too in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. So how does, faith help you? Muslimin ba nahay anaka.
Yeah.
Waxaan joognaa wadan, we are like in a country where dadka dhan ay ka duwan yihiin diin kale. So as a Muslim kid growing up and going through all that, how did, faith help you and to this day still help you?
Yeah, I mean, faith is everything, Like you were telling me earlier, you used to fast while you were playing soccer, Even now we see it even in mainstream. Ramadan Kyrie.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
In basketball,
Yeah.
Mo Salah. Sometimes you'll see big famous athletes who are balancing between faith and their sports, right? Their craft. It's the thing that grounds you, Like even if you're having certain amount of success, it's faith, the deen, that kind of grounds you because you can't be arrogant,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
True.
You got to show humility. You got to be humble.
Yes.
You got to be kind.
Yes.
So it's always the thing that brings you back to your natural disposition. Wallahi,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
feel like if it wasn't for Deen Tamarkino,
Wallahi, billahi, wallahi.
and nobody's perfect.
أنا نفطر كيك. If
Yeah.
it wasn't دين,
Yeah,
brother, دوقة اسكتور لا والله.
Yeah, man. Nobody's perfect. But the human condition is that life was not meant to be easy.
Facts.
That's general knowledge, man.
Wallah.
Everybody knows that.
Facts.
And if you don't know, you'll find out.
The hard way that.
Life was not meant to be easy, man.
Wallah.
So
I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, this life is meant to be a test.
Yeah.
You can't just enjoy life and, not expect to have any test on you.
exactly,
You're
bro.
supposed to be
And-
tested as a
Right.
human being.
It's,
You're
this
absolutely
whole
right.
dunya is just a test.
It's a test,
And you can't
man.
be tested if you don't go through difficulties and if you don't go through a lot of things in life.
And one more thing is Allah tests, a lot of people take it as like, oh, I might be the worst human being. That's why Allah is testing me. Allah tests the best ones. Yeah, the more tests you go through,
Yeah.
is the more Allah is favoring you.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And the thing is, no matter what is a test. Why? Right? It's not just in struggle that you're being tested. It's in prosperity too. Like if you're making millions of dollars, that amount of money, that wealth is a test on you.
Wallahi, wrong way.
Why?
Wallahi,
Because
wrong way.
God is going to test you. Well, what are you doing with it? Are you
Wallahi.
just being negligent and just buying unnecessary, things,
100%.
cars here, houses
Yeah.
that you don't even occupy, that you don't
Yeah.
even live in?
Yeah.
Or are you building a community? Are you building schools? Are you building wells?
Are you helping
Are you
the
helping
poor?
others, bro? Like
That's-
every situation is a test.
That's the
Wallah.
thing, Firi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Allah will not bear a soul more than it can handle.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
لا يكلف الله نفسا
نفساً
إلا
إلا
وسعها.
وسعها.
So,
Yeah.
Marka, Firi, Allah will not burden somebody based on, and if you feel like you're being tested, just know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deem you worthy to be tested that much.
Yes.
Allah will not bear you more than you can handle. And if Allah knows and sees you can handle, what makes you think you know better than your own creator? You know,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
every
Bema.
inventor, if you have a question, you go to the manuscript. If there's no manuscript, you go to the people who invent or created it.
Yes.
So Mecca, your own creator is telling you, you got this, you can handle this. So just stay focused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just know that by the end of it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids are test. Wealth is test. Everything.
Yeah.
If you have it as a test, if you don't have it as a test.
I think,
Either way
yeah.
is a test.
Yeah, والله it is
Right,
والله.
100%.
wax walba lagu test
Yeah,
garina والله.
everything test.
فهمت.
واحد walba test one.
Yeah, and with Allah, what Allah said, with hardship comes ease. Just
Yeah.
know the reward is coming.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
That's the next question is already set up for this. How do you manage stress? Because we just talked
Ooh,
about
that's a good one, man.
yeah. How do you manage stress?
Alhamdulillah. Wallahi billahi. Like with
Alhamdulillah.
stress, orta, as a human being, sometimes you will be tested with stress because of certain situations or things that are happening in your life.
100%.
But like in me personally, هذا والله waxa bartay recently, especially, it's not even that long ago, but recently I've been really able to zoom in on this one thing. Leave it to Allah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wallahi
Do your
billahi.
best.
Do your best. لكن إلهي تلساره, let it go. Leave it to him.
Wallahi.
فهمت?
Yes.
When you just sit back and say, if you're tested in a difficult situation, if you're tested in prosperity, and you just say, Alhamdulillah. Because وحنا لو تلقى we're meant to be in between patience and gratitude.
Right.
Yeah,
مع
والله.
العسر يسر, right?
Yeah.
You're always in between patient
And gratitude.
And gratitude.
Yeah, wallahi, I see.
patient and gratitude.
Wow.
So if you forget those two, then that's when stress kind of explodes inside you.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it leads to other things,
Wow.
right? It leads to other things that can be damaging to you. Wow. Like in marka hadid, Alhamdulillah, patience,
Wallahi, what you
and
said
then
is
Alhamdulillah, gratitude, because Allah feeling in a kusod or some shit, you know. But then you have to be gratitude. You have to show gratitude. You have to say Alhamdulillah. It's not from me, you know. This is
Yeah.
Right.
This is from, yeah.
that need what you said needs a digestion, bro. You need to digest that. Patience and gratitude. It's always about that. It's either
That's what life is about, man.
Wallahi.
You're in
Wallahi.
between those two.
Wallahi, billah. That is people. They need to take a minute to just think about that. Everything you go through is either patience or gratitude.
Yeah, you got to show one of those two.
One of those two. Exactly, wallahi. 100%.
Well, how dare I say, that I want to go back to a little bit to what you just said. With patience and gratitude, it's something that's not a lot of people understand, is that the soul itself, nafta itself, there is a realm, nafta kaliyati alan. Before, you even became Muhammad, and to this, adunkan, your soul was sitting at some spot.
Yeah.
Allah gave you the options to choose whether you want to be a malak or an angel or a human being. Allah told you, if you're an angel, you will not be tested. Tested majiro, you're just gonna be a soldier, but you will not have a free will. And then he gave you the option to be a human. But if you become human, you will be tested. You will have free will, but you will be tested. And if you succeed in that test, you will be rewarded handsomely.
Wow.
So when you do something that, if you're not, grateful enough, if you're not, basically humble enough, a lot of times what will come is a stress. And that stress is, your soul yearning to be reminded to Allah again.
Wallah, you're right. Oh
It
my
yearns
goodness,
for Allah,
yes.
So, Marka, whenever you see yourself stressing out and you see yourself going through so much, sit back and just take a break and, remind yourself your situation and just be like, okay, why am I feeling this way? And if you feel like you dintada katakta uhoga or like you're not as good as you used to be, try to go back, return to that. And that soul, the yearningness will kind of stop as soon as you get back to your deen. So that's what I was saying. Like
Mashallah,
that basically,
bro, yeah.
not a lot of people understand that. They just push it
That's
as a
deep. That's
that is
mental-
deep.
that's
You went all the way. Like
That's deep
that's
theological
deep.
thinking,
wallahi.
man.
That's
Mashallah,
what I'm saying.
bro.
Yeah,
Mashallah,
so
that's-
just that.
yeah, don't act upon it.
Yeah.
Think. Just sit down, whatever it is. Sit down, think, and put. Because at the end of the day, you're of Muslim ata, right? You're a Muslim person, and as a Muslim, you know where to go. That's the beautiful thing about being a Muslim.
You have the
Everything
guidance,
is set
yeah,
up for
yeah,
you.
Yeah. You have a
Even though-
manual.
Imagine every time you go to bed, every time you sleep, your soul is returning to the soul realm. And
Exactly.
it's going to Allah, back to Allah. Imagine that. And then you're not as, because you, every time when you sleep, you are equivalent to a dead person. Allah gives your soul the permission to return to you
Yeah. Wallahi,
in order for you to better yourself. Imagine your soul is returning to its creator every single night you're sleeping and you're not aware of it. And by the time it comes back, he sees what you're up to. As you know, this human shell, whatever it's up to, what you know what I mean? But then again, that's where stress comes from.
Wow.
It's like underlying fundamental piece that we don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. man.
Go ahead.
That's
Mashallah, bro.
my next question. Mashallah, that's you too, cause that's deep. My next question is, what are you working on now? Anything big?
Alhamdulillah, bro. Just nothing big, but I've been looking at investments, maybe like back home, Somalia especially.
Okay.
My brother's in Somalia. He likes it over there,
MashaAllah.
and
left here?
Yeah, he left here, bro.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of
You know what he
people are
said?
living here.
You know, one of the things he said, hey man, listen, he said, you know, one thing that I don't miss, he said, opening the mailbox.
Well, I just straight the fuck out of you, bro. Well,
He said, I'm like, what? Okay. But yeah, like one thing that I've started to kind of look into is what is there to explore in Somalia, you know? Like,
Okay.
what can I invest back
a lot
home?
right now.
Exactly. Because right now, Somalia, they're going through like a bubble. They're going through like the, you know, in America, the .com era. Right?
Yeah.
Right now it's the AI era. Right?
Yeah.
Before that, it was the Industrial Revolution. So Somalia right now is an untapped resource. And there's so many industries that's going to flourish within the next 10 years. I 100% can see that, right? So
Inshallah.
if you need to really like benefit from that, right now is the time.
Yeah, I don't want to gatekeep this, but Somali had that joke to Uquf Ataqani Somali joke right now, the best investment you can
Talk
make
to me,
in
man. What's up,
Somalia.
man?
And it's the real estate industries.
Oh, there we go,
فهمت؟
yeah,
If you can get yourself a spot as a كرتي محل جري قريو, and then you can take advantage. Well, I wouldn't say take advantage, but like milk that tourist that's coming industries, bro. Well, you're gonna make a big.
I know.
But would you say
Especially محل جري seashores area. Imagine if you
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and you just invest
biggest
that.
coastline in Africa, bro.
Exactly. Allah, you gotta make a
That's
lot
why
of
we
money.
hot
I
right
don't wanna
now. That's why we
gatekeep
hot
that.
right now.
They can make beach properties over there, man. Anywhere you go.
But do
And
you
so-
guys think it helps when you have a family member back there?
Oh yeah,
It
100%.
It does.
100%.
It does, bro.
And when I mean by family member, I'm talking about like your brother, your sister,
And
you,
100%.
like, closest family,
Yeah.
not like
Because somebody has to be there and represent you. You know.
Someone who you can
you
trust
can trust
is the
as
main
well,
issue.
yeah.
Because a lot of people that come again, which that is qofkaas baan iska aamina, they would just take the lag and ku bashaalayan. By the time you would end up with nothing.
Yeah,
But if you can
I've heard
trust
some
somebody,
I've
stories
seen a
like
lot
that
of people
before.
get
I know.
I've heard some stories like that, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
But if you can trust somebody or they karti qofkan wa aamina, and then don't just blindly faithfully trust the person. Keep them accountable, amala. Keep them, go to them, and when you go to them, I think hata sofiri process kala soco, what's going on. Asaga, obviously you trust the person, but at the same time you gotta be professional about it too. Like you can't just be blind about whatever that's happening. Hadduu wax qof kale behind the scenes sameynayo, that's on him. But if he's doing whatever that needs to be done for you, that's all that matters.
For sure.
So if you go there and then you just keep up with them, and then eventually markii wax dhan set up garay, so you go there and then you basically make him the responsible person for the whole business.
You've been thinking about it too, huh?
Oh hell
I
yeah.
can tell, bro.
I think about it all the time, but I don't
yeah.
have like a close
Hell yeah.
family back there. I have them in Kenya, but not in Somalia.
Maybe Kenya too, bro. Kenya. Oh my
No,
God,
I'm just
Kenya is
saying,
so
that's why I
nice.
said I don't want to gatekeep it.
Yeah,
Kenya is nice, man.
Kenya is nice.
Oh, Kenya is
Beautiful.
nice, bro. I
Yeah.
enjoy that city.
It's-
Nairobi is nice, man.
yeah. Next question.
Nairobi right now markii hore fiicnay laakiin hadda it's
Wallahi
getting
hadda
like-
hadda
Soomaalida
so-
waa like the thing about us Somali dadkeena waxaa magarani wadankeena ma aragno waxaan aragnaa dadka kale wadankooda. Nairobi, Kenya, yaa saa u dhisay Soomaaliya saa u dhistay lacagta ay ku bixiyeen waxay sameysay. The thing is, imagine hadday wadankooda saa u dhisan lahayn maanta lama midabta koori lahayn ama laba dadkan u shaqeynayo ma fahantay oo lacagta ay siinayaan mar walba maaragtay dhahaya dadkan Kenyaati maahan dadkan sida way haddadan dhawaa loo bilaabay inay sharciga maaragtay Kenyaatiga maaragtay Soomaalida iyo waxaas la siiyo. Waagii hore waxaa la dhihi jiray dadkan Soomaali waayo waxaan xisbinay.
I mean, I grew up there, and I don't know anything about Somalia. My family left when I was like 6 months. My favorite city that I would live today if I had everything would be Nairobi.
Nairobi is nice, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, Somalia
What?
built Garayse most of
Wallahi,
them.
Nairobi is nice, man.
Saying.
I know.
Like
Why are you
Rutus
even
one,
saying
I
that?
know, I know what
Somali-
he's saying.
Somali-
Somali-
I know what
Somali-
he's saying. But the
But
reason
like
I
he's-
don't know bas is because of Somalia waxay geliyeen effort kay geliyeen
They
waay.
But the
contributed,
country feed it.
But-
Had they what them called the Saudis, because the thing is that regardless of meel aad deganaatid intay dooni haato hadduuna wadankaadii hooyin ahayn wadankaadii ma ahan.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So haddii aad leedahay meeshan baan ka wax intaan baan daar baan ka dhisani intaan baan waxaysani one dhibaato hadduu dhaco oo wadankan decide gareeyo, you know what, you're no longer welcomed in this country. Intaa bisaad kuu filan waa lagaa saarayaa wixii aad meel haysatay, wixii aad all that investment you made, like went all down
Just
the
like
drain,
that.
gone just like that, yeah. But like wadankaada way haddaa invest garaysatid oo dhisatid waxay doonayaato ciddii doonaya imaato lagaama taaban karo. That's yours. Wax dagaal ha dagaalama hadday rabaan, but like that's yours, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's just put our effort into Somalia. Tan wadan kale gelin lahayn.
Hey.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, like you already talk about investments, all of that, but what is in 5 years?
Well, I used to ask those types of questions myself, but now it's like I've learned. I'm starting to learn to live for the moment, like right now. Like the present is way more important than the future, because by the time the future is here, it's the present. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
you're
saying?
here.
So you're always living right now.
Yeah.
Like live right now.
Okay.
You know. But in general, I just want to be. I'm gonna see my kids grow. I want to make sure that I'm always available for that.
Inshallah.
I want to be involved. Just that's
Healthy
yeah, man. Life is in different. Is in
seasons.
It's in different seasons, yeah, or different sections.
Yeah.
At first, it's about you. Next, is about your job. Next, is about your family. Right.
Yeah.
Next is about seeing them go to the world.
Facts, Allah.
So you live for those moments,
You have
man,
to
and
navigate.
you have to enjoy those moments. So
Yeah.
That's amazing. So like this is something I'm gonna ask you, like quick, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the first thing that comes into your mind, just say it, like, you know what I'm saying?
go ahead, I got you.
Food. What's your favorite food?
Barisa nila ba?
Put a must in it. Favorite
Wallahi,
city.
wallahi.
Must.
Favorite city.
Favorite city, Minneapolis.
One word, describe yourself.
Simple.
Dream collaboration you have.
Oh man, Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, bro. That's my guy, man. I want to go meet him.
Have you contacted him?
No, I have not. But he runs a college in
Tennessee, man.
no, in California. I think it's
Okay.
in Berkeley, California, and it's called Zaytuna College. The interesting fact about this college is that it's the first accredited Islamic college.
Wow.
So they have like these beautiful courses and everything. And I've been listening to him and following him and like learning from him since 2010.
Wow.
You know?
That's
Yeah,
long
that's
time.
amazing.
Yeah,
Very,
they used to
very
have a
long time.
program called back then. They used to have a program called Islam on Demand. It was a really good program where they actually teach people like the basics and this and that.
That is very long time.
But it's so beautiful to see him transition to what he is right now. Subhanallah, Allah.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
last
my
one.
okay. Go ahead.
Biggest motivation.
Biggest motivation right now, my children.
Beautiful, man.
Beautiful,
Beautiful.
I know it's for you too. I know it's for you too.
100%.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah. Seeing those kids,
It's
they
a big
got you.
motivation, fam.
Okay,
Yeah.
before I let you wrap up with the final clothesline, I want to ask you, what's the best message you would leave for the Somali youth or Somali general like right now? What is one message you would be like, this is my message for you?
Yeah, well, for the just the community in general, what I would highly advise is that we set example for our children, and the one thing that needs to be focused on is having a good character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Facts.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "I was sent to
Sallallahu alayhi
perfect
wa alihi wa sahbihi wa
the
sallam.
character of the human being," right? Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Sallallahu.
So ethics comes into mind, integrity, truthfulness, kindness. All
Yes.
of these things are part of having a good character.
Yes.
If you're praying 5 times a day, and you're beating your children or yelling at your children or you're like you're bad to your neighbor, bro, you think your prayers are gonna get accepted?
No.
Exactly. So, wallahi billahi, your kids will know. Children
Wallahi, they will not.
understand what the parents do, and they see it every day, and that translates to them being a good person in the
What a
future.
bad
Wallahi
person.
al-azim,
Yes,
you know. So that's one message: is just try to perfect the character
yeah.
in yourself and in your children.
Haddana, if I can follow up with that, even in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, inna salata kanat tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar.
Munkar, yes.
If your prayer is supposed to, if that's how you know that your prayers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is accepting your prayers.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, because
100%.
you shouldn't be praying 5 times a day and doing bad stuff all the time. That means that something is
Something's
wrong with
wrong.
your prayers.
Something's wrong with your
You
prayers,
gotta
yeah.
perfect your prayers. You gotta perfect your iman. So that is addicted you doing all this crazy stuff. You're like, yo, I'm praying, I'm doing, I'm reading Quran, but then I'm still doing the crazy stuff. What's going on? That means you gotta perfect it.
Right.
Yeah.
Something is maybe you're not praying on time. Maybe you're
There was a
work on it.
Sahabi who, was doing bad things, and then other Sahabis brought it to the attention of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they said, "Nikan sida bulsamena ya nikan se." And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Saladis means kadaha," and then saladis
I heard
Yeah.
that recently.
Yeah.
Wallah,
Exactly.
subhanallah. He's
Yeah,
so
it's
right,
good.
man.
Yeah.
Saladis
So,
akareebes.
it's
Allah.
supposed to be a protection from you. Maartay waxyaalaan kale waxyaalaan xunka aad sameynaysid ay kaa celinaysaa.
Yes.
Like you said,
That's what I
mashallah,
said.
man.
And before we go, that game, we gotta go back to that game.
Talk to me.
Dallas game.
Oh yeah, that tournament.
The pass.
That pass you made was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
Brother.
Allah, it was
Yeah.
nice, wallahi, billah, yeah.
The game 2-0, we're losing 2-0. Dallas is beating us. They scored 2 quick goals.
Two
They think,
succession
this
goals,
is
yeah.
and
It's over.
they were older than us. They bigger than us. They more
Shout out to you,
we're just little kids from Otana
Yeah.
with Dini up front. Yeah.
Wait, what kind of
Yasin-
pass was it? Can you
Yasin-
describe the
Yasin-
pass?
Wallahi, that pass.
Wallah, he
Watch
was,
Messi.
it was across the field, right? Across the field, from the left side. You were on the left side.
Yeah, on the left
across the
side.
field from the left side. It came to me right in front of the goal, but on the right post, and I just one timed it.
More like Travella shot, pass?
It was no. It was this guy passed it like this, right? It's coming across the field like this, and I just contact. It wasn't a
Bro,
volley. It was just.
It was right between the defender and the goalkeeper because
They
I
were
knew
so
he,
What
surprised.
position do you play?
I
he
played
played outside
I
left.
was mid, but they were playing me outside left because
Oh,
I was my passing was good, my crosses was good, but I would consider myself as like an attacking midfielder. But in that particular tournament, I was playing on the left side, and I knew this guy is fast, bro. Like you just gotta find him. You find him and the goalkeeper, his shoot accuracy is like 99 out of 90, like 99.9% goal wide. If you just find him. So I was
fun,
like,
man. That game was
these
fun.
guys, they were onto us on that one pass. Killed the game,
boy,
bro.
that was actually the second goal, too.
So, that's what I'm saying.
So did you guys end up winning or?
No,
No,
we
it was
tied,
a
we tied.
draw. The game was because we were losing 2-0.
Yeah.
And that was the first game of the tournament.
We had
and
to.
that was
we had
the
to
first
actually
time,
get points. Yeah. In that.
Yeah, it was the Somali Minnesota summer tournament. Yeah.
That was fun. Man.
And it was we came from Otana. We look at this is the first big game of the tournament. I think that's why they scored 2 consecutive goals immediately, because we were more like we were pressuring ourselves. This is like a bigger stage, not for him, but for us. You know, when high school, this is like, whoa, look at the Somali people watching us. Look at the stadium. And
It's big, man.
yeah,
I
and
love
then
those.
I think
I love those tournaments. I go there once in a while. You know, in the summer.
I think we end up
Mashallah.
losing to Midnimo.
Yeah,
That tournament, yeah, we end up losing.
There was a lot of
Midnimo.
good teams.
But yeah, man, shout
But yeah,
out to
man,
you,
it was
brother.
fun, man. Thank you
so
guys.
much, man.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, man.
No,
Thank you
thank
for your
you. It's a
enemy.
pleasure.
It's not gonna be the last of him, man. We're gonna. This
Yeah.
guy
We
is
gotta
like
explore
you got
more
a
subjects,
lot.
huh?
You got a lot to offer to the community, man.
100%,
Mashallah.
100%.
Follow
Just,
him. We're gonna add him on all social media, inshallah
Give yourself
ta'ala.
a shout out. What's your channel? What's your platform? So
Yeah,
people
my
can go up
platform. It's called Motivation. All my handles are Mo. It's MOE. Deviation. You know, it's low key.
Creative, yeah.
So,
Is there any letters in between, or just
for
motivation?
my Instagram, I think there's it's Mo MOE_DIVATION. Yeah.
Okay, follow him up.
Inshallah.
Inshallah ta'ala, and we'll try to like add him all the mention him on all the videos. And that is the episode, man. Thank you guys for the love. This week has been amazing. We reached our first 10K views on YouTube.
Nice,
mashallah,
mashallah. It's all thanks to you guys. But one thing I noticed is a lot of people are watching us, but a lot of people are not subscribing to the channel. And that's
Right,
the only
I've
way
seen
we can
that.
grow. You need to subscribe. You need to like the video. You need to share the video. And, Somali, that you share a video, but you don't mention the person. Please, just the least you can do for us is just a little mention. You get what I'm saying? You like the video, you're sharing it.
And comment,
Give us-
and comment too.
Yeah, comment. Take a like, yo, if you need more of this, follow these guys. You get what I'm saying? That's the marka. Subscribe. We need the numbers. For us to we're trying to build this thing for the community, and for us to get to that level, and for us to do what we do best, we need those numbers. So please, if you watch the video, just subscribe, and this video might not be for you, but the next one will be for you. That's how this thing works. One video is for you,
100%.
the next video is for the other person. Like we said, video waxaan ugu talagalay dhalinyarada inta ku kortay, dhalinyarada inta ku dhalatay si ay uga faa'iidaystaan maadaama ninkan odaga uu yahay nin soo maray dhalinyaro. I keep saying other, but that's the language I use.
It's okay.
So
I qualify for that.
nin soo maray nolosha oo ilmahan maanta ay u wada cararayaan oo sportska this is the best example. qof walba oo maanta cunigiisa America ku koray example-ka ugu fiican aad heli kartid waa kana. So this is why we wanted to bring this guy. People like this add value to the community, and this
100%.
people like this are the people we need to follow, and we need to bring to our podcast and our social medias so that they can speak to youth. Even events hata. We need people
one
like
day,
this to be speaking.
inshallah, dadka oo maaragtay as we see as a role models oo maaragtay qabiil iyo qabyaladan waan ka dahareynaa. We will see people like him amala who add value and importance to our communities. Baan arki doonaa role model one day, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you guys next video.
See you guys next week.